Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Namaskaram everyone. Today I want to talk about a topic that many people believe in deeply and many others reject completely, which is astrology. Astrology is the study of correlations between planetary movements and patterns in human life over a period of time. It is important to understand that astrology was not originally presented as a strict cause and effect science. Ancient rishis did not say that planets force events to happen. Instead, they observed repeating patterns between astronomical positions and events in human life. Ancient rishis carefully observed and did extensive research on countless people's lives over centuries and documented the patterns and principles of astrology and built a system of interpretation. Vedic astrology comes from classical texts like Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra, Phaladipika, and many more. These works describe planetary characteristics, life patterns, and timing systems preserved through generations. In my own life, there were certain sudden and unexpected events that I simply could not explain at that time. Much later, when I looked into astrology, I realized that those events were meant to happen in my life during certain planetary transits. That raised an important question. How could something written thousands of years ago describe a pattern that appeared in my life today? That curiosity made me explore astrology more deeply. But I also understand why many people do not believe in astrology. One major reason is that today astrology is often used like a business service. Many people promise exact predictions about exact dates and events. When such predictions fail, which they often do, people naturally lose trust in the whole system. Astrology is more about identifying time windows rather than exact dates where certain experiences or opportunities are more likely to occur. It was never meant to control our future. It was meant to help us understand timings better. The real purpose is not what will happen to me. The real purpose is how should I use this phase of life. For example, in astrology, we study two main things. The birth chart, also called natal chart, which indicates the planetary positions at the time of birth. This is a static chart. It does not change. It acts like a reference point for predictions. If the reference points are wrong, then the whole prediction will go wrong. It is very important to know the exact time and date of birth to get this chart correct. This itself can predict personality or traits of a person and his tendencies and life areas which will be in focus. Next are transits, which are dynamic and used to know where the planets are moving now and how they interact with our static birth chart. Each planet represents certain tendencies or energies. For example, Mars represents courage, physical energy, competitiveness, and the drive to act. A person with strong Mars in natal chart may be bold, action-oriented. Jupiter is associated with wisdom, learning, blessings, opportunities, and guidance. When Jupiter is favorably placed in transits, a person may receive opportunities for growth, education, career progress, or spiritual learning. Now imagine someone whose birth chart shows strong Mars, someone who already has energy, courage, and ambition. If during a certain transit, Jupiter's influence becomes strong, it may bring opportunities, fortune, and guidance. Because of their Mars nature, they may actively seize those opportunities, work hard to succeed. I can easily predict that the person may get recognition or promotion in his job because of his hard work in this time frame. Now imagine a time period when Rahu's influence is strong. Rahu is associated with obsession, confusion, sudden desires, and unconventional paths. The same Mars-dominant person might feel restless, aggressive, addicted, or get into bad habits like gambling or unhealthy ways to earn money. I can predict that the person may get into fights or even legal trouble during this phase if he gets involved in activities like gambling or crime. This does not mean he'll definitely land in jail, but the likelihood or possibility becomes higher. As you can see, this is more about logic and common sense. If a person has a certain behavior and a particular life situation occurs, we can understand what he might do. In another sense, we can predict what may happen if he continues in that direction. This is what prediction means in astrology. So astrology is not about fixed destiny. It is more like understanding the seasons of life. If the weather is sunny, you go outside and use the day well. If the weather is stormy, you prepare and stay cautious. Astrology is less about predicting fate and more about understanding timing, awareness, and spiritual growth. Personally, I do not suggest using astrology for daily or even monthly predictions, nor for constant obsession with the future. Instead, it can be used as a tool to set life or career goals for a bigger time window. If a favorable period is coming, we can prepare and make the most of the opportunities. If a challenging phase is indicated, we can cultivate patience, learn lessons earlier, and avoid unnecessary risks. Ultimately, no matter what astrology says, our efforts, character, and consciousness still play the biggest role in shaping our life. Thank you for listening in. Shivarpanamastu.